Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Some few hours ago, this evening, Kiraitu Murungi officially joined Azimio. And that was an event captured live through Kiraitu Murungi's social media accounts. Governor Kiraitu Murungi. Governor Kiraitu Murungi, Devolution Empowerment Party leader, DEP, has officially joined Azimio la Umoja. What does that mean politically? That's what I want us to find out in this video. In case you've just bumped here for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. For some times, or rather for some months, Kiraitu Murungi has been fence-sitting. He has been sitting safe on the fence, looking at the side that is most likely to win this year's presidential election. And I think yesterday, or if not yesterday but one, Kiraitu Murungi announced that he would show his people the direction of the side that is most likely going to form the next government. And he stated clearly that he does not want his people, the Meru people, to be in the opposition. So by Kiraitu joining Azimio, he has looked at all the options, all the possibilities, all the political realignments, and he knows that irrespective of any of which political realignment, Azimio is going to form the next government. So Kiraitu Murungi is just joining the winning side. That's my understanding of why Kiraitu is joining Azimio. He feels and believes Azimio is the winning side. Azimio is going to form the next government. And what is the actual reality on the ground by Kiraitu Murungi joining Azimio? If you look at Meru politics, we have two strong personalities, Peter Munya and Kiraitu Murungi. And from where I sit, I strongly believe that if you have Peter Munya and Kiraitu Murungi on your political side, then largely you have locked a good chunk of the Meru votes. And already, Peter Munya is seriously and aggressively campaigning for Raila Odinga. And the sudden shift in Meru, I can also attribute that to Peter Munya's aggressive campaigns in Meru County. And now if you also add Kiraitu Murungi to that, then largely a good majority of the Meru votes is now safely in Azimio. And just to prove that, yesterday Mythical Inturi was actually in Meru selling the hustler agenda, or rather hustler narrative. And ironically, or shockingly enough, Meru residents were shouting him down, telling him Azimio. That was just yesterday. Something that could not happen some few months ago. So you can see clearly that Meru is tilting towards Azimio, towards Raila Odinga. And again, to prove that, some opinion polls have been done in Meru, and all these opinion polls are showing Raila Odinga narrowing the gap between himself and William Ruto. In fact, the last opinion poll, about 2 weeks to 3 weeks or 1 month ago, showed clearly that Raila Odinga is almost hitting 40%, while William Ruto's popularity is now in 50s. And if you can do an opinion poll today, again in Meru, a scientific opinion poll, then most likely you will find William Ruto has gone down as Raila's popularity has actually risen. And I'm saying that with a lot of conviction because largely the support William Ruto has been enjoying on the mountain was largely because of Uhuru Kenyatta. And as I talk right now, we have some people on the mountain who still don't believe that Uhuru and Ruto are not together. The message has not reached them. Even though Uhuru has thrown his weight behind Raila Amolo Odinga, some don't still believe that. So when they will hear Uhuru campaign aggressively for Raila Amolo Odinga, that's the time actually they will believe that. And I'm saying that because about 3 days ago, I was talking to a good friend of mine from the mountain, and actually was saying that unajua Uhuru ni mtu wa kugeuka anytime. Anaweza geuka na bado aseme Ruto. So some residents of the mountain, they are still on William Ruto because they think Uhuru Kenyatta can actually change his mind to support William Ruto. So some still believe that Uhuru has not made fully his mind to support Raila Amolo Odinga. So the moment Uhuru actually will go to the ground to start his vigorous campaigns for Raila Amolo Odinga, I'm seeing a situation where a whopping majority of Mount Kenya residents will easily embrace Raila and will easily support Raila Amolo Odinga. That is something I'm saying with a lot of conviction. And that's largely again because our politics in Kenya is still largely ethnic based. Kenyans still view politics, or rather are still persuaded, Kenyans as a whole, a majority of Kenyans are still persuaded ethnically. So if Uhuru Kenyatta will go to the people to campaign for Raila Amolo Odinga, he will persuade a good majority. And I'm saying that because if you look at Raila's main competitor in this year's election, that person is William Ruto. And William Ruto has got a lot of skeletons in his closet. And if these skeletons can be exploited properly, then with some ethnic kind of mobilization, William Ruto most likely by August will be a very hated politician on the mountain. And already signs are showing that. The ground is warming very fast to Raila Amolo Odinga. And Uhuru has not even gone to the people to start his vigorous campaigns for Raila Amolo Odinga. But already you are seeing some signs. And this now brings me to the question of Kalonzo Musyoka. Now that the mountain is tilting towards Raila Amolo Odinga, what are Kalonzo's options? I'm seeing Kalonzo Musyoka going to be humbled in the coming days. A humbled Kalonzo Musyoka is now going to offer himself onto the negotiating table without any condition at all, or rather without any conditions at all. And that only means that in this year's election, we are going to find Kalonzo Musyoka, Uhuru Kenyatta, Raila Amolo Odinga almost in the same political camp, if at all Kalonzo wants to be part of the next government. Because I've always been maintaining that in the last election of 2017, slightly over 1 million votes were cast in Ukambani. I'm not talking of registered votes. I'm talking of the actual votes that were cast, slightly over 1 million votes. And out of those 1 million votes, Raila managed slightly over 800,000 votes. And I want to attribute that to Kalonzo Musyoka. So in the event Kalonzo walks away, I want him to walk away with that vote. But I know he won't be able to walk away with that vote as a bloc because the three Ukambani governors are doing a good job on the ground. So even if he walks away without 800,000 votes, if Raila can only manage 30% of the mountain vote, in 2017, and I want to use the actual votes, or rather the actual votes that were cast. I don't want to go with the registered voters because that's, to me, is just bullshit. In 2017, Uhuru Kenyatta got about 4 million votes in all the gamer counties across the nation. And if only you can give Raila 30% of that votes, you are giving Raila 1.2 million votes. So you can see that with only 30% of the gamer vote, Raila actually neutralizes the 800,000 votes Kalonzo Musyoka gave him. And Raila still has a balance of about 400,000 votes. So you can see clearly that it's also very clear that Raila is going to get over 30% of the votes. In fact, Raila is going to win the mountain votes. So you can see that with or without Kalonzo, Raila will still largely win this year's presidential election. And I'm saying that based on facts. If Raila can manage only 30% of the mountain votes Uhuru Kenyatta got in 2017, then with or without Kalonzo, Raila is easily going to win this year's presidential election. And the mere fact that now the mountain is warming towards Raila, Kalonzo is easily going to board that ship or that train because he knows that's the winning side. And largely as the mountain will be tilting towards Raila, there is equally going to be a euphoria that is also going to tilt towards a Raila candidature. And that's why I believe and I maintain Raila is easily going to win this year's election and is most likely going to win it in round one. That is the actual truth, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm saying that without taking sides at all. That is the truth. Raila is going to win this year's election, round one, with or without Oka. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, just as I did state when we were starting, in case you've bumped here for the very first time, and so far you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. To those watching us outside Kenya for the very first time, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And if possible, also subscribe, give this video a like. And to our fans, our subscribers here, I'm very much humbled, very grateful. God bless you. God bless Kenya.